Solvejg, you are up next. Would you like to share your own screen?
No.
No. Okay.
If you could do this, then that's one less thing. There were too many hiccups, so I'm happy to let you do that. And yeah, I will continue what was talked about before about insomnia. So it should have been right after. So
I actually wanted to give it a break, though.
So let's see.
Let me just put it in this mode. All right, and you just tell me when to continue.
Yeah. Okay, my name is Solvejg Rose. I'm one of the third-year students at LASH. Next, please. So this is about insomnia as before, and I'm going to go through it really quick, not as in-depth as the other presenter. But why do we need sleep? Well, we all know that a good night's sleep is equally important for maintaining overall health than eating well. In sleep, we need the sleep to help our muscle growth, for tissue repair, regulation of metabolism, replenishment of energy. Sleep lowers the stress. Proper rest improves memory, concentration, and immune function. Next slide, please. So what is insomnia? Insomnia is a common sleep disorder, and that can make it hard for you to fall asleep, to stay asleep, or can cause you to wake up early and not be able to get back to sleep. Insomnia usually starts as an occasional problem, but can gradually become a long-term problem if not addressed. Next, please. Why do we treat it with homeopathy? Well, homeopathic remedies, unlike conventional sleeping pills, do not cause addiction or imbalances in the body, even if they are used more frequently. What I'm going to discuss now are remedies that are used for an acute insomnia, meaning something that is less than a month old. Anything, if you have insomnia for more than a month, you should go and see a homeopath. Next slide, please. So what is homeopathy? Homeopathy is a holistic healthcare modality, and it focuses on the treatment of the patient as a whole by looking at the person's unique physical, mental, and emotional symptoms. Homeopathy is based on the principle let like cure like, which means that a substance that is known to cause specific disease symptoms in a healthy person is capable to cure similar symptoms in a sick person. Unlike conventional medicine, homeopathy does not suppress disease symptoms, but removes the underlying imbalance in the body by stimulating the body's innate healing mechanism. Next, please. This is a list of remedies you could consider in acute insomnia, and I'm going to go through them piece by piece. Next, please. Let's start with coffee cruda. This is made from coffee, and we all know coffee is well known for producing sleeplessness. And the type of symptoms coffee cruda relieves are similar to those that are produced by coffee. So coffee cruda is a beneficial remedy for insomnia that arise from constant thoughts. So when somebody has many ideas crowding in their mind during bedtime. People needing coffee cruda tend to wake up early from sleep, usually at 3 a.m., and have difficulties to fall back asleep. The person remains restless at night, tosses from side to side, and they wake up with every sound. Next slide, please. Supporting symptoms that you might find for somebody needing coffee cruda is they are unable to sleep from excitement, from surprise, good or bad news. There might be palpitation in the person with the sleeplessness. This medicine is also helpful in children who are playful at night, as we heard before, and then can be given to them and they fall asleep more easily. Those requiring coffee cruda often experience minor pains as intolerable, and their sense of smell, taste, and touch are very acute. Next slide, please. Arsenicum album, made from white arsenic, is great for insomnia that is linked with anxiety. So the people who need this remedy, they worry about their health, their future, or their family's well-being, which all prevents sleep for them. along with the anxiety, there's extreme restlessness. So if no restlessness, don't think of arsenicum. They frequently start or jump in the sleep and wake up from that. They are anxious. They have anxious and horrible and lively dreams, especially they dream of robbers and thieves that come to their house and may take their stuff away. They feel typically worse at midnight, and they feel better with warm drinks. Next slide, please. So again, they cannot lie still in bed, people who need this remedy. They wander around. If there are more than one bed available in the house, they might go from bed to bed. There's also a restlessness during daytime. They can only sleep with the head raised up, and they have difficulty falling asleep after waking. Next one. Cocculus indigus. This is a remedy made from the Indian cockle, and this type of insomnia stems from mental and physical exhaustion. People needing this remedy, they care and worry about loved ones, and or they work night shifts. There can be an irresistible inclination for them to sleep in the morning, accompanied with a spasmodic yawning, and they have very vivid dreams, and or anxious and fearful dreams. This may also be useful for kids if they can't sleep because they feel ghosts. Next slide. Again, this is for people who are sleep deprived, like they are waking on the bed, like here the mom, or they are working night shifts, or they are jet lagged. People needing the remedy, they often have dizziness or car sickness. They feel dizzy like that. They are overtired and exhausted to a point that their muscles even feel weak, and even their neck muscles feel weak in the small of their back. They tend to be mentally foggy and dizzy, and they might be brooding and moody people. Next one, please. Gelsemium, another great remedy for insomnia, especially if there's anticipatory anxiety, or if somebody had a fright or they overstudied, like we were a few days ago. So these people typically feel dull and drowsy. They have a hard time thinking, yet they can't go to sleep. They have bad dreams after midnight, and they're typically worse from bad news and thinking about their problems. Next slide, please. Supporting symptoms tend to be, there is, again, a lot of yawning. The insomnia can be due to teething in them or itching on the head, face, neck, and shoulders. This remedy can be useful for sleeplessness during withdrawal from alcohol as well. Next slide, please. Ignatia amaris, Saint Ignatius bean. This is a great remedy for insomnia that arises from grief, loss, and depression. A person needing this remedy may get entirely absorbed or in profound grief. There's a desire for them to be alone, and there's tearfulness, sadness, and they have, you notice, deep, frequent sighing. There is an intense and repeated yawning in these people, and they have difficulties falling asleep. And then once they fall asleep, they have fitful sleep with twitching, tossing, turning, and nightmares. Next, please. Supporting symptoms here is, again, they wake from the jerking of the limbs. There might be itching of the arms with the yawning, and the yawning is so violent that it produces tears in them and may even threaten to dislocate the jaw. It could be used also, again, for children who wake up from sleep screaming and trembling if they were reprimanded earlier before going to bed. And people who need this remedy are definitely worse from coffee. Next slide, please. Nagsvamaka. That's a remedy also for later half of the night, as the other person was saying. So people who need Nagsvamaka are typically easily angered, impatient, and chilly, and nervous and excitable. They are unable to switch off from work and frequently use alcohol to calm themselves down. There's great irritability from a loss of sleep. They fall asleep typically before bedtime, and then they wake up at 3 or 4 when the liver starts kicking in. And once they wake up at 3 or 4, they are active. Their mind is like ready to go, and then they can't fall asleep until daytime approaches. Then they fall asleep, and then they have a really hard time getting up. So this is also a great remedy for sleeplessness from gastric troubles. Next slide, please. Again, supporting symptoms here is
1 minute.
yeah, people have excessive, people have sleeplessness from excessive consumption of alcohol and drugs. They tend to have a tendency to lie with their arms under the head, and they're drowsy after the meal. And then the next remedy, next slide, please, if we still have that, is Kalium phosphoricum. And that's a great remedy for overstressed students. Again, sleeplessness from stress and worry and overstudy. And can you give us the next one? So they again wake up in the later part of the night, they're restless and hard during sleep, there's brain fatigue, you will see in the people, and the slightest labor seems like a heavy task. Thank you.
Great. I'm sure that some of the students were wishing, gosh, I wish I knew about some of these remedies on Friday night. Well done, Solvejg. Does anyone have any questions for her? That's my timer.
That was excellent.
Yeah, it was very good.
Yeah.
Well done, Solvejg. Very good.
I had to rush through it, but I feel like when we all get these PowerPoints anyway, we can use them and look at them in more quiet, peaceful time. 10 minutes is nothing for
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I know, but you did a great job. Let's congratulate Solvejg. Well done. That's
Good job,
fabulous.
Solvejg.
Thank you.